Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Property Management Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I am just off the back of 3 weeks of co-hosting the next conference. And we went to Perth, Brisbane, and Melbourne. And it has been an amazing experience. And I have connected with so many people that I have been only friends with online for the last probably 5 or 6 years. So it was great to catch up with so many of you in person and so many of you who listen to this podcast as well. So thank you so much for all your kind words about what this podcast means to you, because this podcast is all about you. So I thought I would share some of the lessons and takeaways that I experienced while putting together Next with the amazing 4 other coaches. So there was 5 of us and 5 very different personalities, 5 different strengths, 5 different visions. And joining forces to create Next, it stretched me more than I expected, not just professionally, but personally. So I want to share 5 of the most powerful lessons that I walked away with, because this wasn't just an event. It was a mirror. It was growth. It was evolution. And our kind of evolution, which is not about hustling and working harder. So let's talk about the first lesson that I learned, which was number 1 is collaboration only works when you stay in your own lane. Now, collaboration with like-minded individuals is magic when it's done right. And here's what I mean by that. We didn't try to outshine each other. We didn't try to replicate each other. We didn't copy what everyone else in the industry is doing. We stood in our own lanes. Each of us had our own zone of genius. One was exceptional at strategy, one incredible at systems, one was powerful in leadership, one was magnetic on stage, and that definitely was not me, and one brought deep operational insight. And instead of competing, we leaned in. When you collaborate properly, you don't shrink, you don't perform, and you most certainly don't pretend. You amplify. And that's why the event worked, because it wasn't 5 versions of the same person. It was 5 different energies creating one experience. And there is power in being unique. There is power in delivering something different to the industry that has had the same record on repeat. There is power in not copycatting what everyone else is doing. People related to us because we were real. We spoke from lived experience, from mistakes, from growth, from business and life reality. And I feel like that authenticity cannot be manufactured. The second lesson I learned was that your energy is your greatest asset and it is limited. Let's talk about something that no one glamorizes, and that's the energy cost for putting on these live events. And public speaking does not come naturally to me. I don't walk on stage feeling relaxed. I don't bounce around effortlessly. Off stage I do, but not on stage. My wearable tracker told the story. My heart rate sat around 150 beats per minute most of the day for each of the 3 days that I was on stage. 150. That is not casually presenting. That's nervous system overload. And by the end of the day, I was utterly exhausted, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And when you are on for almost 3 full days, thinking, responding, leading, connecting, holding space, it really does take something from you. And I learned something important, that growth doesn't mean you're calm. It doesn't mean that you're fearless. Growth often means your heart is racing and you show up anyway. But it also reminded me that energy is finite. We cannot operate at that same level every single week. We cannot build businesses that constantly require 150 beats per minute effort, which is why what we build behind the scenes matters so much more. Systems, support, delegation, AI, outsourcing, structure. If your business requires you to be on at 150 all the time, it's not going to be sustainable and you're going to get sick. The third thing, or the third lesson that I learned, was that the future of our industry is being rewritten, and we're part of it. One of the most fascinating parts of the event was the discussions around the future of property management, and the predictions were varied. Some believed we are heading toward a fully tech-driven AI and robotic industry. Others believed we will swing back to our foundations because at the end of the day, we are customer service businesses. And here's my belief. It's not going to be either or. It's going to be both. We will use AI, no doubt about it. We will automate. We will implement new tech. We will offshore, outsource. We will use portfolio management models, different ones than probably what we are using now. They will evolve as the tech and AI evolves. We will all have an AI implementer in our teams. But the businesses that win, they will still understand people, because this industry at its core is built on relationships, communication, and trust. The operators who combine innovation with human leadership will dominate in the next decade. But the good news is we are all evolving and we are elevating, and that is really exciting. The fourth lesson that I learned is that we are no longer the poor cousins to sales. There was a time in our industry where property management felt like it was always second to sales. It wasn't important. It wasn't considered valuable to a business. It was often underfunded. The team was overworked, underappreciated. Everyone was stressed out to their eyeballs, and there was so much people pleasing going on. That identity has stuck around for far too long. But here's what I saw at this event: entrepreneurs, visionaries, strategic thinkers, women building empires, business owners who are future proofing. We are not stuck in those old identities anymore. We are not just holding portfolios together. We are building scalable, profitable, systemized businesses that are making a real difference in the industry and bringing up the reputation of our industry and businesses as well. And we are investing in marketing and implementing AI and restructuring teams, hiring differently. We are most certainly thinking about property management differently. There were so many boss women, amazing leaders, property managers, BDMs, PMs, and every single one of them that I spoke to are all stepping into their own power. And that shift in identity, that is what is going to change everything in our industry as we head into a future that's changing faster than it ever has before in human history. And the final lesson that I learned is that no one has to do this alone anymore. This is probably the most important takeaway for anyone who didn't attend our next conference. There is so much support available right now, and a lot of it doesn't cost you much money at all. You don't have to buy expensive tickets to the best conferences in town. You can get a lot of free or low-cost support online, offline. You just need to ask for it. And you don't have to carry everything yourself. And that's what I noticed in the rooms that we were in. People were collaborating and sharing the stuff that works inside their business and doesn't work, and making recommendations for tech and software and different coaches to support them on their business journeys. It was fantastic. It was like nothing I have seen before in this industry. You don't have to wear all the hats: operations manager, HR manager, marketing manager, the tech implementer, the arrears specialist, the leasing manager, compliance officer. There are so many solutions to that now. Offshore teams, outsourced services, temp support, social media management agencies, AI trainers, some of the best, most heart-driven coaches and consultants. This industry is maturing, and we are no longer in survival mode. We're in expansion mode. And collaboration reminded me of something really powerful. When you surround yourself with other ambitious, generous, intelligent people, you rise faster. Isolation keeps you small. Believe me, I spent almost a decade in isolation, but collaboration expands you. So co-hosting this event has been an amazing experience for me, and it stretched me, it exhausted me, it challenged me, and it's pushed me into new growth zones. But it also reminded me, stay in your lane, play to your strengths, protect your energy at all costs, build support around you, and step into the new identity of who you want to become. Because our industry is shifting and we're not stuck, we are not behind, we are not undervalued anymore. We are evolving, elevating, and building businesses that work for us. So not ones that burn us out anymore. And I genuinely cannot wait to see what the next 5 years look like. Because if this event showed me anything, it's that the future of this industry is in very capable hands, and we're only just getting started. Can I ask you a quick favor before you leave this episode? Now, we all know how important reviews are for businesses these days, and mine is no different. If you could spare just a minute to follow, rate, and review this podcast, it would mean a lot to me. In fact, what would get me super excited is if you share this podcast with someone in the industry who you think might need to hear some of the episodes right now. And if you'd like to find out more about working with me or any of the products I have to help you start, grow, or scale your property management business, head to my website, thatpropertymum.com.au, or check out the links in the show notes.